Hello and welcome to Dommy Tries This. Yes, we are doing yet another 2 or 3 day difference on a quick garden update. I wanted to show you this because I told you guys last time that I was going to start tying up the tomatoes. And one of the things that I do when I tie up my tomatoes is I try to tie them fairly close to the top of where the plant is. And I wanted to show you how quickly these guys are growing right now. So let's go ahead and get you flipped around so you can see the garden. I'll be right back in 2 shakes. So I've got the pest without with me tonight. This is Shadow Cat. Hi, pretty boy. Hi. Of course, since we are showing you the tomatoes, we are going to show you the rest of the garden as well, so you can see how they're doing. They're all big and bushy. I have been looking for caterpillars. I have had to remove a few, but other than that, they're all doing just so beautifully. They're really loving it out here right now. You can see there's our hob. Our butternut is one of the smaller ones. I recently sprayed them all with a lemon soap concoction that's supposed to help with some of the molds and mildews and stuff that they can get. So they're looking pretty good. Here's our yellow squash. You can see his flowers have kind of died off there. And we still mostly have males on there right now. But that's not unusual. They usually start off with males. Hello, Shadow. Hello. Anyway, we also have a sudden influx of new peppers coming up. They're loving the sun. I do not know if those are actually chilacas. I've had a couple of the boxes have gotten flipped. So some of them may not be what they're advertised to be at this point. We'll have to wait and see. But it's kind of nice to see some more peppers coming up. We'll see if it's early enough for them to actually produce anything for me. This guy looks like he needs a little bit of water. But the soil is pretty damp, so he might just be sun wilt. Anyway, so here's the first of our tomatoes. Now, like I said, this one, oh, I don't know if you guys can see that right there. We've got a visitor. You see him on there? I'm going to have to get rid of that guy. I don't know if you can see him. It's too close. I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to pick this up and put it in another space that's going to be a little loud, but will allow me to actually take that little guy off of there and take a look. So, be right back again. Okay, so this is our air conditioning unit, and I often use it as a work table to help tie up the plants, put some up where I can actually work with them, especially when they're small, and also to help me like clean out the boxes. It's a lot easier to reach down in there if I'm not having to bend over. And today we are going to work on getting rid of somebody. We have something else going on in the background too, so I have to find this little sucker. He may have fallen off. Where'd you go? There you are. If you look, you can see him right there. So I'm going to have to get a leaf or something and pull him off of there. These little guys, they will eat things up. It actually wouldn't hurt it if I just pulled off the sucker. And in fact, it may actually help my plant a little bit. And I'm using my nail to cut it off. But there we go. There he is. It doesn't want to focus on him. You can see him. I'm sure you can see him. Yeah. And we'll let him go over there with those guys. I try not to kill them. They're just trying to eat and do their thing. What's interesting is even though this is the mini Kamato, and I've never had a mini Kamato, so this might be normal for them to start getting buds when they're this small. But anyway, a couple days ago, as you remember, I said I was going to put their first supports in, which I have. And as you can see, this is a little on the higher side, but this guy was actually a little bit more down. All of these, like when I initially put this up, it was closer to this top end, and now as you can see, it's coming up. So they have grown at least 4 to 6 inches in just 2 or 3 days. So they are really doing well. One of the things you can do with tomato type plants to help encourage growth, and also to help encourage them to produce more, from what I've heard. I haven't noticed that big of a difference, but last year was my first year with tomatoes, is when you see anything that has yellowness or starting to dry, or you have extra suckers at the bottom, you can just remove them. And then that way the plant focuses on the other stuff. We have one that's going to open. Wow. So, even though they're short, look at all these. Even though they're short, not very tall yet, they're already trying to produce. So that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to put this box back and start going looking through the other boxes. And take a look at the rest of the garden in just a second. So we will be right back. Alright, so here are our orange grapes. They're doing pretty well. Now this one I actually may have gone ahead and done low for some reason. I usually try to go below one of the lowest branches closest to the top. I usually try to go to below that so that that branch can go through the thing. I'm not sure what happened here. That one's kind of... I'll have to let that grow it. As you can see, my poor serranos are still having something come after them. But it's leaving the Fresno alone, whatever it is. And we have another thing growing here. It does not look like a pepper, but I'll leave it alone. These are the black cherries. All of them are growing really nice. Oh, do we have another? No, that's just dirt that I have to get out of there. Yeah. And these are our small Romas. Also looking pretty good. See, this would have been closer to the top. But yeah, they're all just growing away. Looking pretty pretty. These are our tomatillos. Yes. And this is the one that was looking like it wasn't going to make it. And he's doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I've noticed that for me, at least, that the tomatillos seem to grow a little slower than my other plants. Let's get that dead leaf out of there. Than my other tomatoes. Just look at that. Look at all that growth. I mean, seriously, these guys are just, they're exploding now that they're out of those little boxes. So I think, and we can take some of this stuff down, because see how brownish that's becoming. We can just take that off. I have really sharp nails, so I wouldn't recommend this if you didn't have sharp nails. You should probably use scissors or something if you don't have sharp nails that can cut through the vine. Because if you just pull them, you could end up stripping some of the stem here, some of the base here, the trunk. And we've got another little guy coming up here with the chocolate bells. They are so much happier out here. So next year, more than likely, what's going to happen, and here we go with our sweet dumpling. Our sweet dumpling needs to have some leaves trimmed off too, it looks like. Just a few of them. Again, if you don't have really sharp nails, I recommend using scissors. But I have very sharp nails that can get in there. We've got some new buds coming up. Again, they're all male, it looks like right now. He's gotten pretty tall too. He's coming through there. I'm gonna have to watch him though. I suspect that he should have been in something similar to what my zucchini's in, so I'll have to keep that in mind in the future because this can damage in here. But all we have is male buds right now. And the zucchini is generally looking much better than it was before. Again, I'm going to have to strip off some of the damage. But one of the reasons I get rid of some of the damaged leaves is so that the plants can focus on their healthy growth. That's what I want them to do. And there's the avocados. Looking pretty good. It's strange. I'm not sure why they're coming up like that. But they don't seem to be bothered by it too much. I don't know what that is. So we'll have to see how they go. We still have, they've been out for a bit longer than the rest of the plants, so I guess it's not much of a surprise that they're having a few more damaged leaves than most of them. But they are getting new growth, and they're doing very, very well otherwise. So just keep it, oh, we've got, this guy has got a second thing coming up from the roots. How weird. Anyway. It takes about 10 years for an avocado to be able to produce fruit, so it's going to be a while before we see anything. I think next year what's going to happen is that these guys are all, I'm going to start the peppers in their big boxes, in these big flats, and just because those little seedling starters just really didn't work for me, I don't think. So I'm going to start the peppers in these flats next year. But I will start my other stuff. I have another type of long box. It's smaller than these ones that the peppers are in. They have drainage. And while they don't have the individual little cups like the little seedling starters do, they have more space. So I will have more time to get them transplanted. I'm hoping that by doing it that way, I will lose less plants at the beginning of the year, because I lost quite a few at the beginning of this year. And a lot of that had to do with the weather. The weather was really kind of, we had 3 extra weeks of cold weather, so that I think also had something to do with it. But it was also, I think space issues was a big thing. Sorry, moving stuff around, putting that beautiful hob out in the sun. So there we go. Believe it or not, this is less plants than I had last year out here, but it's cool. We're going to be, most of my tomatoes last year had 3 plants in them, and I just put in 2 this year. And yeah, so that's the garden. Thank you for stopping by. I'm hoping you're having a great day. Do come by again, and it's looking like I won't be filming until Monday or Tuesday. Today is Thursday, and I will probably get one of the videos I have planned to film next week up the day of or the day after I film it, and the next one up on Friday. But it's going to be at least that long, unfortunately. At least another week before something goes up. Sorry, guys. Just, my eyes are doing better, but now I've got to take care of my apartment. It's going to be a wreck when they're done. And I miss y'all, and I hope to see you all soon. Looking forward to seeing you again and filming, and I've missed you greatly, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing the garden. Please do come back, and have a great day. Talk to you later.